great atmosphere in the pit. St. Francis taking on St. John's. First quarter, Knights trailing when Elvis Soroka gets it down. Soft touch off the glass from Coop. St. Francis down 3. CJ Hornbeek, what a game. Drives and finishes. It's an 11-point lead at the break, but St. Francis just not going away in the third quarter. It's Soroka on the fast break. Little contact. The free throw as well. St. Francis now up 2. St. John's quickly answers. Hornbeek with the hoop and the harm. Titans go back up by 6. Hornbeek finishes with 28, but in the fourth quarter, game tied. Jamison Heck held in check until this point. Sophomore pulls up. Knights take the 2-point lead. Hornbeek reties it at the free throw line. We go to overtime. Off the inbounds, Heck, the tough shot, drills the 3. St. Francis in front. Just 2 seconds remaining. Game retied. Taylor Sanders calmly making both free throws, and there's pandemonium in the pit. Knights win in overtime, 66-64. What a game between the two rivals.
You know, it feels good. It's been 5 or so years since we beat them. You know, as a school, we all wanted this, so we have to come out and get the win for the school. Our student section is good, you know. And we always feed off of them, and they give us a good energy, and we just play good when they, we respond off of them.
It's good. I'm proud of the kids. You know, I told them they had to believe. And in that overtime, I could tell in their eyes they wanted to win this thing. And I had full trust in it, you know. I made a statement about Jamison Heck. You know, he misses the front end of that 1-on-1 to possibly win it in regulation. And then our first possession out of bounds in the overtime, he buries the 3. And that's the guts that our kids showed tonight, and that's how we came out on top.
With more, return to our team from St. Francis, Mason Lowry and Darren Cohn.
Well, you know, you'd be forgiven for thinking that with 2 teams here, 2 great rivals in the middle of the pack in the track, this final out of the regular season may not mean all that much. Well, tell that to all the fans around us that still don't want to go home.
Well, whenever the Titans and the Knights lace them up, it's a show not to be mixed. And it delivered tonight. Man, St. John's really controlled that first 2 quarters. Looked like at one moment they were going to pull away with this. But coming out of the locker room, the Knights showed some grit and some toughness, and they just fought and fought and fought. We found ourselves in overtime, and when the dust finally settled, St. Francis ran away with a 2-point win after 2 huge free throws from Taylor Sanders to ice the game.
2 things really hampered St. John's tonight. Attrition in the front court to start. Mitchell Mahalik and Eddie Haywood both fouled out late in this game. Another player comes off the bench, Jaden Jones, took a shot to the face and didn't come back in. That really hurt them, especially against Ferguson and Coop. And the other thing is we saw some uncharacteristic second half and overtime turnovers from the normally super reliable CJ Hornbeek.
Yeah, I mean, St. John's on paper was already undersized in terms of height, weight, and depth on that front court. St. Francis was bigger and more physical, and when it caused foul trouble for St. John's, you know, they had to go to smaller and lesser experienced guys, and the Knights were really able to take advantage and capitalize on that offensive boards. And in terms of CJ Hornbeek, he's been so steady with the basketball the last 4 years, but the St. Francis defense really pestered him. They did a great job of pressuring the basketball without fouling, and he coughed it up a few times, which really cost the Titans when they needed it most.
On the final night of regular season basketball in the Three Rivers Athletic Conference, well, what a note to go out on. An overtime game that comes down to the wire, final seconds. Hats off to the track. It's been an awesome 10-plus years.